Tell him to put it in. Okay.
Now it's
Degree,
recording.
license of third degree.
No, you pay.
He looks like a Jewish boy, doesn't he, honest fellow?
Yeah, no, but you
Doesn't
pay.
like-
If you pay, Magielo is the same chain. Pay.
So, Zabla. We're learning the Hilchas Zabla. Zev Beir Le'echa, the Zev Beir Le'echa. Shulchan Aruch says it's better, in a way, if each person picks one dayan, and the two dayanim get together and say, we'll pick a third, right? So, the question is, first of all, at what stage, when you pick your dayan, I said, I want to go to Rav Reuven. Benji says, I want to go to Rav Shimon. And then to Reuven and Shimon, Dayan Reuven and Dayan Shimon pick the Dayan Levi, right? And together those three are gonna judge the case. So at what stage is it too late for me to turn back and say, hey, I don't like what's happening here. I don't like who. First of all, do I have a say in who the Dayan Shlishi is going to be? Can either one of us object? Let's say they both say we're going to pick Rav Cohen to be the Dayan Shlishi. Can I say I don't want Rav Cohen? What if we both say we don't want Rav Cohen? We both know the guy is not straight. Can we object to the third Dayan? Or those who are on him can now pick Rav? That's the question. That's the first
Did we
question.
not establish before that step that the litigants agree to whatever the two guys are going to do, and that's it?
We both agree to Reuven and
Not called
Shimon.
based in Yomta if you're not going to agree.
They're
with
not a
it.
basin yet. I picked the guy, he picked the guy, they're not the basin. Can they pick whoever they want? Let's say we both say we want the third guy to be Rav, what's his name? Rav Elyashiv. Can they make him go to Rav Elyashiv? Can we say we don't want anyone except for Rav Elyashiv? Can they stop me going to Rav Elyashiv? What do you think? Or once you pick someone, too bad, too late. They can pick whoever they want.
Slightly confused.
Remember, the Shulchan Aruch said that, we saw
Well, I'm
this
slightly
yesterday.
confused, I wasn't here.
Well, that's why
They
it's
come,
slightly
they
confused.
come to the Bezdin, then what do?
They don't go to any basin. These two guys say this is a big case. I don't want to go to any basin. I don't know. This happens all the time. I don't want to go to basin.
Right.
I'm going to go to Eide Charedis basin. I don't know who's from Eide Charedis. I don't know who's going to be the Dayan this week. They've got rotating Dayanim.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. You know what I want to do? I know my local Rav. He's a Dayan. Chaim Kornbluth is a God of the Torah. I want to go to Chaim. And he says, I want to go to my Rav.
Who's a Chassidus,
Of gold, right? Sick of Chassidus, not really. Right? There's reasons why he wants to go to Rav gold, right? So we say, okay, so I picked the guy, I picked my Rav, you picked your Rav. Together, those two Rabbanim will pick a third Rav, and the Shulchan Aruch says it's better. You know why? There's two reasons. The Ramah says because once I pick my Rav, if he tells me, pay him up, so I'll listen to him. Saisi. You listen to the din. But Lashon the Shulchan Aruch was mashma also that since each one picked a Rav, that Rav is going to, we said this is maybe a makar for a Toen Rabani. He's going to be mahapach b'schusa. He's going to dig deep.
Of course, that's the whole
He's not
idea.
going to jump into conclusions, say, you owe money. He's going to say, hold on, man, let me just go through all the Shulchan Aruch, let me open every simon, let me open the Gemara. Really try and work out, get the patim. Now, it's a big shayla. Let's take a look. Before we go further, I want to actually take a look at the Torah, because we skipped the Torah.
Tours at the front.
Yeah, Chelek Aleph, Torah. Are there more of these?
these?
Where are the rest of these? There's more of them, no?
There's a split. There's one in the cupboard. The next one,
One in the cupboard. There should be
the
another
dark, the
one.
black plastic cupboard. Grey, black.
Yeah, so take a look at Torah Yud Gimel. We're not even going to see the base so for the moment, let's just see the Torah.
Yes,
Tours, not Shulchan Aruch. You've given them.
I have it.
Yeah,
Page
Page.
35.
right, so Gimel. No, we're going to skip to page Kuf Aleph. Yeah,
What?
Kuf Aleph on the base, which is Kuf base in my page. Sorry, Kuf base.
What?
Sif.
1 minute, hold on, where are we at?
What, Eric?
Take a Kuf base.
Torah.
Torah, page.
Gimel.
In our print, it's page Kuf
No,
base.
the Simon.
It's Dalet in the Torah. Simon Dalet. Im echad ba lifsol daim shabira. Right? I pick Rav Cohen, you pick Rav Levi. I say I don't want Rav Levi. I know Rav Levi is a crook. Can I
Daled
cancel?
what? Daled Aleph?
Dalit where?
Right at the top.
Dalit, yeah,
Top
Dalit.
of the top.
Yud Gimel, Dalit. It's Simon Yud
Simon
Gimel.
Gimel.
Simon Yud Gimel, Seif Dalit.
Yud Gimel.
Page, no, you're in the Shulchan Aruch. Turn to the Torah, Chayla.
13.
Page Kuf Beis.
Hiluch?
You got it, Rabbi Sai?
Hiluch ein Kosmin?
Vim echad ba lifsal dain shabira. I have to get more. Remind me to the bed. You can remind me.
Kosher
I'll get
Mishpat?
more of these.
Torah, Choshen
Tour.
Mishpat,
I think that's you got to Chanukah.
Tour.
You're in the Torah?
Typed into it. That's-
I remember in yeshiva they said that
Isn't that
when I was in
cool?
yeshiva, this is 20 something years ago, 30 something years ago, there was elections, big elections, but Derry was in the election.
Kosher Mishpat, Yud Gimel, Daled?
So,
Gimel Dalet.
I'm not going to say who, one of the political
This one
parties
says
said, if
something
you,
else.
they want all the bottom to
back,
go
do
out
it this
and
way.
canvass, is that the word they use?
Yeah,
Canvass
yeah.
for the political party. And they said, whoever goes to canvass on the election day will get a tour. And I wanted a tour, it happens to be, I was like, I want a tour. So I canvassed, right? And obviously no one got the tour, right? So then my Rav said,
He
they
learned
didn't-
not to believe
no, my Rav said, they didn't mean the tour, the Shulchan Aruch tour, they meant they'll get a tour. You get it? So we got a tour of like, you know, I went to Ashkelon to canvass, that was the tour we got.
13.
So that's it, if you ever want to offer a free prize, say, whoever does this will get a free tour.
Oh, I got it, but it's the same thing.
Got it?
Loi Nitzvah. No, I'm getting Kosher Mishpat 13
That's got different.
is something
Hiluch
different.
ein Kosmin Elam Midas.
Hilchos Dayanim,
Where are you? What does it say about you?
Kosher Mishpat 13. It
Yeah,
starts with
13 form.
Loi Nistritzu.
Sure, right, that's the seminar. Go to Dalit, keep going down.
Dalit is
Hit Dalit.
he. Belichan ein Kosmin Elam
Yeah.
Midas Shneim.
No, it's not Daled.
You're in whatever. Keep going further down.
What am I looking for?
It says, V'im, I'll just read it inside. It's
Yeah,
not so-
Zion.
Read it inside. Zion, yeah, okay, you probably got Zion there, fine.
Over here it's Zayin.
Yeah.
Can I?
The Zion is the base, is the
Why
Bach
is it two different
Zion.
numberings?
Because you're just
they
looking
made
at
a
the Bach.
mistake.
That's the Bach or
No,
Zion.
we're looking at we're looking at the tour.
Okay.
Yeah,
V'im
but
ech-
Zion is the Zion in the Bach, as opposed to
You-
the Sif.
Oh, so Sifria made a mistake.
disqualified.
Oh, did you comment over here?
How have you got the right to say,
Right now.
Log it complete.
I don't want this rod. He's a gun.
Shouldn't be wrong.
He's disqualified. I'm not willing to go to the Impera where I know Al Capone is judging me. I'm not interested.
but how come the other fellow's happy to be the dime?
Because he's my Al Capone. I want him. He's my brother-in-law. He's my friend. I'm in the mob.
How about Kamala Harris?
Right, exactly. So "V'im be'echad ba lifsal daim shebir chaverei." I am coming to puzzle your daim. I picked Rav Reuven, you picked Rav Cohen, right? I say Cohen is a crook. I'm not interested in Cohen.
Rachad, here.
Ain't shame alike.
One
You don't
of the-
listen.
One of the litigants?
Yeah, one of the litigants.
Okay.
I said, I don't want your Rav. Ain't shame alike. He has no koach to cancel him. Afilu yesh li eid echad, afilu yesh li echad shemeid kedvarav. Even if I've got a witness that says that your Rav is a crook, he's a hardcore gangster. Too bad.
Wow.
I picked the Rav, you picked the Rav, even eid echad, I can't pass your Rav. Tremendous chiddush. No?
The Eid Echad isn't the Eid Echad.
Eid echad's not me, I've got a separate aid. So two people are saying this guy's a crook.
I thought you and your aide make two.
No, because I'm Baldova, I'm not an aid. That's why it's
How
not
the
two.
Knesset works.
Oh! That's why it's not
Don't
two.
even go to shower.
Achito,
Apparently
achito.
the Knesset follows that up.
So if the litigant plus Eid Echad says, Ganav, we don't want this guy to be the Rav, we don't listen. He's Eid Echad can't pass Eid Echad. I picked the Rav, Zabla. I picked a Dayan, he picked a Dayan. That's how it works. I pick a Dayan, you pick a Dayan, together they pick a third Dayan. I said his Dayan's a crook, I have Eid Echad, Ein Shaymin Lei. And that's how the Shulchan Aruch paskins, that you can't pass on a Dayan and say he's a crook, even with one aid. V'loi mi bayim.
Ain't echad member be Yisurim. You said it's a
Yeah,
gun.
but it's not Surah, it's moment. I could say he's possible. I could say he's a Karev even. Eid Echad says, you know what? He's a ger. A ger can't be a dime. He's a mamzer. He can't be a dime.
Yeah.
It's not even
It's like Yisri. Purely mum.
yeah. V'lein ba'im paisa levada ilay b'shu gazlan ela filim paisa b'chlal. You know what? Even if he doesn't come and say
It's a gun.
he's a ganav, he's possible b'chal. B'chal ha-mishpacha. Ein shayim ilay shu nageh b'dava. He's nageh b'dava. it means nothing, right?
Well, why do we both cases? What's the kiddush?
You might think that you could, I can't say he's a ganef, but I could say he's a mamzer. I could say he's a psul mishpacha. We don't listen. Okay, I'm not sure what the big chiddush is. That's not why I want to see this. Now, itma b'gemara. Next line. Itma b'gemara. This is the lashon of the Gemara. It's all quoting the Gemara. Since I picked one, and you picked one, and the two dayanim pick a third dayan, Yetzadin la'amitai. It's got a tremendous advantage. You'll come to the emes. You're more likely to come to the emes. I guess it's not a guarantee, but if you complain you don't like going to basis, so do zabla. Stop complaining. You got a recipe in the Shulchan Aruch. You don't trust basis, so do zabla. Go to your Rav, who's a competent dayan. He'll go to his Rav, and together you'll work it out. Pirush Rashi, what does it mean? Yetzadin la'amitai. Pirush Rashi. The tzayti b'alei dinim. What does it mean yetzadin la'amitai? He'll pay. The guy will pay. There's no point in taking him to Beis Din, and then Beis Din will put him in cherem. You're not going to get your money. He's in cherem. He's not going to get the money. It doesn't help you if they put this guy in cherem, right? But if his Rav says, Yankel, you're in my shul every day. I know you. Pay up. We paskin Yechayev. Pay. Right? So tzayti, he's going to listen. Tzayti b'alei dinim v'savri. Why should they listen? V'savri hari ani barati li'o echad. I pick my dayan. If he could go along, if he could go ahead and find me his chuz, he could have worked something out to help me out, he would have died, right? He knows me for 25 years, he would be mahapech b'schusi, he would have found why I'm potter. He wouldn't have let it fly. But the dayanim themselves, they dig deep, because they picked them. You picked me, so I'm going to work for you, right? Adkan. So when you see Rashi, there's a huge machlekes going on here. That's what Rashi says. Adkan Lashon Rashi. Now let's take a look. Says the Ramah. Yireh milashaynai. It seems from Rashi. Shadayon yesh lahapach b'chzkos mishabaroi. That the dayan should go ahead
Has a right to.
and act like a Toen Rabani and try and help his guy. He's my guy. I'm going to try and help him. He's my litigant. He's like a Toyan. That's what the Ramah says, right? No. That's what's mashman Rashi.
No.
That's what the Ramah says.
Yeah, but why? He's a dayan, and I pick him, and he will go through the halacha, tell what halacha is.
Yeah, but he's going to try. He's not going to leave any stone unturned. He's like, maybe there's a simon in Choshem in Anawa, and Hilchah Shabbos about him. He's going to dig. He's going to try and find it. I want this guy's going to come out potter. You know why? Because if he wins, I'll get more jobs. He's getting paid per the hour. I don't know. He can't bribe the guy.
Rashi's
But he
lashon
wants
is
to help his
clear.
friend.
Yochel lahafach b'schusi. That's the Rashi's lashon.
Okay,
His
take a
guy.
look. Says the Torah. B'chach kosav aramah. Sanhedrin Chof Gimel Amudar. She'ezeh mahapach b'schusa shel baldin sheboroi. Each one tries to find the schus, right? There's people who are totally blew Rashi, they misunderstood Rashi. So the dayan should go ahead and try and pick a side. Mishabaroi. And the dayan now acts as his Toen Rabani and represents him. Right? On the page. They go ahead and be mahapach dvarim shaloi kedin.
Oh, he added the word shalokadin here. That wasn't in Rashi.
Right. V'nogu kam anashim livro lehem dayan baltach bulois. V'nitlim b'divei Rashi. Some people go ahead and they find the dayan who's like, a real gangster. Real cowboy, you find a dayan who's going to go ahead and really help him out, right? And the same with Rashi. Rashi says, find a dayan who's going to help you. The dayan is supposed to go ahead and try and help you, right? Of course not. That's not what Rashi mentioned. Because of the savri. All Rashi says is that they think, the litigants think, the Safri Hari Berati Shesei V'kach Shabbat B'schusi. He thinks that this guy's going to help him. Yosef b'schus ha'acher. B'toichach tzais l'dinayu. That's why he's going to listen. It's not that the dayan should chas v'shalom be crooked. He's going to pay up. He's going to listen to them because he thinks, I picked my local rabbi. I'm sure he didn't leave any stone unturned. He probably listened to me. אבל עדיין, עצמי חלילה שהפקלים סברה לזכוסוי, אם נשאיר לה דין גמור. The dayan himself chas v'shalom to be crooked. He has to done din emes. אבל אם היה יכול להטס את חברו שיקבל סברוסוי, if he could convince the other dayanim, they should accept his svara, אף פי שהוא מפוקפק בזה, even though he himself is not really convinced. הרי זה בכלל מטה משפט. The dayan is a rasha, he's mata mishpat, he's twisting the judgment. So the dayan himself has to be 100% honest. He has to be 100% objective. He can't go ahead and try and convince the other two of the din, even though he himself is not sure, just because this guy chose him, right?
Oh, that's the point. That was the punchline.
Now, here's a bit of a shaila here. But that's a Rav Zal.
Who's around? Two?
Good question. And if you take a look in the bottom footnote, it says that this isn't in the original Girsha, these words, Avodas Rav Zal. What it really just says is, since you chose me, I understand what he's talking about. Each one just, they understand him. I understand the guy, that was in my shul, I understand what he's talking about. I'm going to try and help him out, try and explain him. So what ends up happening is that they both, together, since they're both trying to, they both understand their guy, they speak his language, they understand his mentality, where he's coming from, what he meant by saying things, because a lot of the time, many cases I've dealt with, the people say something, and they miss like the ikra of the story, because they don't understand the mentality, they have no idea what the Shulchan Aruch wants from you, and they come and say, and because I understand who he is, and where he's coming from, and his mentality, I'm going to understand, wait, did this and this happen? Yeah, of course, then you potter, then you chayva. I understand the guy, so I know what his problems are, right?
So the word help is the wrong word. To explain what he wants to say based on the information.
To get to the bottom of it,
Yeah.
to get to the bottom of things, basically.
What's the word in English?
So they'll get to the MS.
Yeah.
That's the nakuda here.
Clarify.
Clarify, yeah. Not to, what do you call it, in English you add things to,
Obfuscate.
Okay, so since we're already on this page, I thought let's take a look on the Beis Yosef. On the next page, Kuf Hey.
Says Beirut.
Look at the Beis Yosef, Siman Sif Beis. Right, we're sitting in Gimel Sif Beis. Second paragraph. Kosev Meisharim.
what page?
Page Kuf Hey.
Oh,
Kuf Hey,
which
Beis Yosef.
There's no base, it's a head.
Right there.
Beis.
Oh, this side, sorry.
it's the base Yosef on which Sif?
Siman Yud Gimel Sif
The
Beis.
next page on the right.
It's the
No, I don't have
it's
the page.
on the
Like we were on
right side
Zion.
of the
Is
page
it-
on the top.
That doesn't help me. Is it a commentary on the Ches we were just learning?
Sure, yeah.
It starts with Kosev Meisharim. The letters on the side are Beis, Gimel, and Gimel. If that helps.
I need to know which. We just learned Ches in the tour. Which
Yeah, I don't know,
which
I know
one?
what-
Which
I know-
Beis Yosef is on that?
It's on base.
Siman?
No, it's on base.
What is the tour?
It's the last base Yosef in Siman Yud Gimel. Go to Siman Yud Gimel, it's the last base Yosef. Says the base Yosef. Kosev Meisharim. It's a very short one, so I'll read it. The im muchach sham. The im chum rab maleim eina echad yochel la'akev. If the area, the rabbim, everyone in town made this guy a dayan, I can't say I don't want you to be a dayan. Too bad. Shalai yivra isai. Ava leimchum. If he wasn't appointed by the kahal, there's a bunch of dayanim here. There's Reuven's based in, and Shimon's based in. So I can't force you to go to Reuven. Im leimchum yochel akev alav shalai yivra dayan. I can say, don't give me a dayan that wasn't, this guy's not right. I don't want to go that dayan. So if the klal appointed someone, even if he's not gomer, too bad. You got to go to the guy, right? I can say, I'm not going to your basin. I'll go to a different basin. This is where the klal comes from. That like, if I say I want to go to, let's go to Reuven's basin, you say I don't want to go to Reuven's basin. You're the defendant. You say I want to go to Shimon. I'm going to a different base then. I can't make you take me to Tel Aviv now. I can't say I only go to Paskin and Yankel's based in New York. If it's in the same town, I can say I don't want to go here. I'll go there. Right? Makes sense. Okay. Similar base, back in Shulchan.
He has no right, he can't hustle a dime. How can you hustle him?
You can't.
I don't want him.
He passes it from judging this case.
Yeah, we can't see the gamma. How can you? Wrong.
Hey, there, you can't do it right. Nothing wrong. Okay.
I don't want him for whatever reason.
Okay, so questions we're going to address now are, I picked my Zabla, right? I picked my die. You pick your die, right? So first of all, at what stage is it too late to say, hold on, I'm not interested in this whole Zabla business. I want out. I want a different Dayanim. When is it too late?
You just picked him.
You picked it, but now I realize it's not going to go in my favor. As soon as I started talking to the guy, I realized he changed, his attitude completely. I realized he's gonna nail me. Or the other two guys, there's another two Dayanim there. I realized that they don't like me. I'm not interested. They don't like my story, right?
Well, that's why you write the message.
At what stage can you back out? Oh, so the first question is what stage can you back out? We'll see. Second question is you don't like it, can you add Dayanim? Say, listen, I want more Dayanim. 3 is not enough for me. We saw before that the more Dayanim the better.
Go back in the court.
We wanted to get can you call?
Back the court.
Right. We saw the more Dayanim the better. So can you add more Dayanim? Or it's too late, too bad. You got 3, you agreed to 3. What'd you say?
By having more than
Because these two guys don't like me. Maybe get another 2, they will like me.
maybe they won't.
Maybe they will like me. What's the problem?
Maybe they won't.
You're losing anyway.
Yeah, but here, it's a no-brainer. Also, you'll get the MS. We saw the more Dayanim, the more likely you are to get the MS. It's a big miler.
So where are we inside?
Hold on 1 second, we'll get in a second.
Questions? Next question.
Now, the Shulchan Aruch, what he says is, if 2 Dayanim pick a third guy, they pick the third guy, they're now based in, official based in, let's say they don't know. These guys, these Zablas, they're not Tamid Chachamim, they're not the G'dolei, they're Rabbanim, Chosh people, they don't know the thing, right? They've got a halachic question now. They want to ask a Muncha, they want to ask someone else. Can the litigants, can one litigant, can both litigants, what do you think, can they object to who he goes to ask? They say, we're going to go ask Adam Gadol. And they say, yeah, don't ask that guy, he's a crook. We don't like him.
Be careful. That thing's a crook.
We don't like that guy, he's a Gazlan. We don't like that guy, is that better for you? Gazlan's better than crook?
No.
We don't like that guy, he's a, that's what Shulchan Aruch talks about. We don't like that Rav, he's a Gazlan. We don't like that Rav, he's an idiot. We don't like that guy, he's an Amoritz. We don't want to go to Sadrovka. They say, we want to say, we only want you to go to Rav Elyashiv. We only want you to go to, like, if you're asking someone, it's got to be Ruchaim Kanevsky. Like, can they force the Zabla who to go to?
Should be the same thing as the halachas of picking the third.
And by picking the third, what's it then?
We were discussing that.
So once you give them a mandate to, the Lashon over here is right. That's the Dayanim have a mandate to do whatever they like, to ask who they like.
L'chayra, just like they can pick a third guy, that's what you're saying, they can go to whichever Rav they want.
Right.
So you're saying, if we both say, we don't want you to ask, we both know that this Rav's not good, right? He's not getting every dollar. We don't want you to go to this Rav. He's a little bit, dodgy, right? So they can't listen to him? They can still go to him?
They can suggest it. That wouldn't be smart to do, but...
Why does your chosen Rav choose that guy?
So they can ask the litigants, who do you want us to go to? And they can say, we both want you to go to this Rav?
No, I'm saying that when you choose your
Your
judge,
Zabla, yeah.
then you're done. Then they
got no
whatever
say,
they do.
whatever they do.
Exactly.
That's how it works. Is that you're having them make the decisions for you.
We'll see, it's not so partial. You're saying similar things, but it's not so partial. It makes a difference if they say, we don't want you to go to this guy, or we do want you to go to this guy. If they both say, we both want you to go ask, the local over here. We both want you to go ask Yankel, then they can't force them who to ask. They say, listen, the Dayanim say, we don't want to go to Yankel. They don't tell us who to ask. I know what I know, and I know he doesn't know more than me, so why should I ask him, right? But if they say, we don't want you to go to Rav Yankel,
Then you gotta listen to
And
him.
you can go.
then they can't
if,
go to him.
especially if both of them say it.
If they both say, yeah, if one says that,
One
you can't
says.
listen to one. If they both say,
they
we
both
don't want
say.
you to ask, we don't want you to ask this guy, we don't like him, we both don't like him, so they gotta listen to both of them. We'll see. Okay.
You have a Besdin. What does the Besdin say?
Which basically,
I'm
the
not
three?
sure these three Dayanim.
They don't know. Basically, they don't know. They say, we don't know. It's too complicated for us. We got to ask a mumcha. We got to ask a specialist.
And the two litigants are masking to ask Mumcha. That's the point.
They don't have to be masking. They're going to ask a mumcha, like it or not.
The
They're asking
question is,
mumcha.
question is which
They
mumcha?
can't say we don't want you to ask a mumcha. We want you to make a decision based on amaratis. No, they want to go ask someone. Hilchas, whatever it is. Hilchas shchenim. We don't know hilchas shchenim. That's not my subject.
So why they Dayanim? Kind of both ways.
They're mumchim in the kolatar kula. We told you you can't tell them beforehand what the case is. You sit in front of Zablas, and they say, this is a case about Hilchas Shchenim. And we're like, I don't call it except Hilchas Shchenim. But tell us the case, right? Now I'll go ask. We'll go ask. What's it
Someone who's a
called?
Mumcha.
Now, what you have a point is, your kasha is, how can they go ahead and ask this other guy? It's whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
How can this third diamond, or fourth diamond rather, paskin without hearing from them? Right? How can he paskin? He hadn't heard from them directly.
One second.
No? Isn't that a kasha? Why?
He's
He's now sitting paskin based on what these three Zablas told him.
The Besdin Paskin.
That's interesting.
It's a problem. Believe me, it's a problem because they're 99% chance they're not going to get the whole story straight, right? There's a litigation going on for 6 months. Now they're going to go sit in front of a judge and say, look, this guy came to us and said, you missed the whole case. You missed half the story. You missed, all the emotions. You missed the reaction. You missed the facial expressions. You just told this guy this is the case and that's it. Boom. You know this famous story of Eliashiv that someone came to him and said to him, what was it?
A twist.
What was it twisting? What?
A twist on, was it loaf of bread or?
The metal things you close the bread. He said, you're allowed to open the bread on Shabbos. He said, yeah. And then his friend came after, you're allowed to open bread on Shabbos. He said, no. So I don't think you told my friend, yeah. He said, told me no. So you went like this and you went like this, twice. Once you can't do, twice you can do.
They were around. Once you can do, twice you can't do.
His friend went like this, can I twist it? And he said, yeah. You went, can I twist it? So I said, no. Because you went twice.
Twice makes it a kesher
Yeah.
shakayama.
So,
That's a good.
you talk about body language, they have to see what like the body language. So here you go, like they're gonna butch it. They go to this dying Ravi, he's not seeing their reaction, he's not
I
seeing
know they sent Diane Weiss a packet, and in the packet was a diaper.
Yeah.
Why? You didn't know what diaper was.
Oh.
The Shiloh was how do you open, how do you close and stuff. It's a major problem.
Oh yeah, with the sticking, does it?
Halachas he knew. We had a
Diapers
Diane.
didn't know.
And he had a Diane who called her who came to the slack first. What is this? None of us didn't know what the
They're like, if it's the puppet, it's kosher. If it's the right, that's a
He showed you
famous
the
story.
side of meat. That's nice. That's chaza. Oh, sorry. No, I heard it first time.
Yeah.
But one second. The benefit that goes to the full party.
Yeah.
What do they say?
They tell them case. They say,
No, what do they say? A said this, B said that.
Yeah.
And we, what do we do?
No, typically they might be asking, this is a case we have a shayla in halacha, how do you paskin? In other words, they've analyzed it, they're not amaratzim, they're not mumchim.
It could
So
be-
they
I
analyze the
think-
case, they want to
I hear
know
what
how do we
you're saying.
paskin? How do we
I would
paskin?
naturally agree with you, but the Shulchan Aruch says any time where they can't be machriya, they can't be machriya. So it could be a whole complicated shaila. It could be they say, listen, he says this happened, he says that happened, we don't know what to do. So they ask the Rav, and he'll say, you know what, this is more mistav, it's less mistav, but maybe he'll make his own shara. Anytime they don't know what to do, it's not just a halachic shaila. Anytime they don't know what to do, let's go ask someone. Okay, let's take a look inside.
But
Says the Shulchan Aruch.
normally the situation is you go to somebody who's bucky in these examples. You've learned it, you know it.
Yeah, but there's different levels. You might be a Baki. I think I'm a Baki in Kol Torah, but it means that doesn't mean I know anything.
You're
You know what I mean?
another.
Right. As soon as you speak to anyone who actually knows, I'm like, oh, I don't know anything, right? But that's how it works. You think you know. You took the case. You're getting paid for it, and then you realize, I don't know, too complicated. Says the Shulchan Aruch, we're up to Siman Beis. We're in Yud Gimel, page Samach, right?
Shulchan Aruch.
Yeah, Shulchan Aruch, page Samach.
Shulchan Aruch, not to
Not the tour.
Yeah, Shulchan
Yud
Aruch.
Gimel Beis, okay, yeah.
Cook and Plony?
Kaisim Pliny Beres Pliny.
Yeah.
Siman you get you page Samach. Siman Yud Gimel Sif Beis.
Yeah.
Kaisim Pliny Berer. Turn to the back of the. This is really Shulchan Aruch one. The first half is full. Second half is Shulchan Aruch page Samach.
This is really tough stuff.
What do you write? You write down somewhere. It doesn't say where. You write down the following: Pliny Beres Pliny, but Pliny Beres Pliny. Reuven picked Reuven, Shimon picked Rav Shimon. V'chol zman shaloi katvu. If you didn't write that down, yichayim lachzor. Bam. They can change their mind. They can change their mind. If you didn't write it down, one more page.
That's right at the moment in.
If you didn't write it down, you can
Well,
change your
that's,
mind.
unless
But
you-
it's much more. Once you write down, once someone, the sofa, right? Once you write that you picked Reuven, I picked Shimon,
Goodness.
case closed. Now you can't back out.
There's a star for the thing, and you
Yeah.
filled in the names.
Yeah.
Once you filled in the
Once
names,
you filled in the names, once you wrote the names down. Now, so I asked, at what stage can you cancel your Zabla? Once you wrote down like who my Zabla is, you can't. Too late. Done. Once you wrote this down, you can't cancel. You don't write it down until he says, okay, write down. Put on paper.
That's what they say.
Till they both say. They both got to say, okay, I'm ready to write.
does that imply that one of the Levins can object to the Zabla of the other guy?
I can't object to your Zabla, but I can change my Zabla.
So what's the difference? Why does it have to be Pipi Shneim?
Because you can't write down until both of them agree.
Why not write one at a time? This is the guy you want, write it down. This is the guy you want, write it
It
down.
could be once
Independently.
It could be. Let's say I pick my local, mediocre rabbi who's not the biggest mumcha, but I'm happy to do it with him, right? And then I realize you picked you went I don't know what, Rav Osher Weiss. I'm like, I'm not going to stick to my guy. He'll bend the knee to Rav Osher Weiss. So I say, you know what? I want Rav Nissim Karelitz on my side. So that's it. So until you both agree who you're taking,
Okay.
then you write down. In other words, because this is very usual, like whoever's the heavyweight guy in the basin, he's going to throw his weight around, right? So what if you picked a big gun? So I'm not going to let my 25-year-old rabbi start arguing against Russia. I want someone who's got stands a chance, who can sway his opinion. Says the Shulchan Aruch, says the Mechaber, you both pay. They both got to agree to it, and you both pay. Says the Ramah, Haggah, even if you didn't write it down, once you did a Kenyan, it's also too late to cancel. So you see Machlekes, Mechaber and Ramah, when can you not cancel? Mechaber says once you write it down. Ramah says, even once you did a Kenyan, you don't even have to write it down. Once you did a Kenyan, here's my Zabla, I made do a Kenyan, too bad, you can't cancel anymore.
Not necessarily a machlekes. Couldn't it be that just an additional?
Mechaber says once you write down, he doesn't agree with this whole thing with Kohen Miyadai. Says Ramah, V'yeshaimim, another case. V'yeshaimim, the Mishatana b'fnei men yuchayim. So even once you've made a taina, once you start
Once you
tining,
started,
it's too bad, you can't cancel anymore. You agree that's machlekes, right? That's for sure machlekes.
yeah.
Where the time is enough. Alpha P so even if you didn't write down anything. Nearly the block she'ein derech lichtayv, pleni ber pleni. There are mekaymis where they don't write that down. Right? If the minig in your mokum is not to write this down, mishadar b'fneim, everyone agrees, then you can't be chayzer. If that's the minig, not to write down. Otherwise, when is it too late? Right? Once you start tining, that's it. You've accepted them. Okay. If you can't back down, so adding judges, back in the court is the same thing as changing a diet. Just like you can't back down, from your dayan, you can't start adding dayanim.
Once you've started the case.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Gimel.
Well, even if you add a new dayanim, they have to hear the whole case over again, and
It's going to be messy.
it's going to be messy, right? Because you have testimony from different people.
If the
They
Dayanim
repeat all
want
that.
more Dayanim, can they do it?
We'll
The
see.
Bezdin.
We'll see. Can the basin add dayanim? Why not?
if they can go to a mumcha, they can add that.
Yeah. I think they
so,
can. Says the Shulchan Aruch Gimel.
Goes through.
Ein kaifin es adam shiten tanoisa b'chsav. Let's say Basin says, this happens a lot actually. Basin, send us in your tainas in writing. Send us an email with your claim. We want it in writing. Ein kaifin es adam shiten tanoisa b'chsav. You can't force someone to put in writing his claim, right? Ve'ein l'day in l'kabel tainas b'chsav. And the dayan shouldn't accept the tainas in writing. Ela yishmu tanosim b'fiyam. They got to actually hear it. They got to hear the guy come to Beis Din and state his case. It's not enough for him to write, he owes me tevuch. I sold his apartment. He's going to come to Beis Din and make the claim.
When we learned originally, I showed you the Beersheba, who says he won't come to court unless you tell him the thing.
Yeah.
He writes there. But if he says to me, Chamyanko owes, then I'll come to the Bezdin. So how can he now bring this fella to
What?
the Bezdin by himself and say Chamyanko owes money? What about the other one? There's one without the other. How do you do it?
I mean, how can he, if he doesn't have to write the claim, how can he get
No.
this guy most what you can't
If he writes the claim, then what about the other fella?
you don't have to write the claim.
No, how could he write the claim?
It's not also to write the claim, they just can't force you to write the claim.
No, what about the other fella?
He doesn't have to write the claim.
Not listening.
I'm not.
The whole idea of a Bezdin is to decide who wants it right.
Right.
You hear one side first.
No, they both come together.
Ah,
They can't, no one can tell the basin what their case is first.
right.
They both have to show up at basin and then state their claim, right?
So
Who goes first? Good question. They both come to basin and sing right at the same time, a whole big shire, who gets, who talks first, right? The first guy who talks automatically is going to have a spot,
Yeah.
right? So who speaks first? But they definitely can't, one of them can't write. All I can do is say to basin, I've got a claim against you by gold,
Oh.
send him a hazmana,
Yeah.
and I'll send you a letter saying come to basin. Chaim wants to be today.
So I come to
But they
Bezdin.
haven't heard any of the case
I
yet.
come to Bezdin, then what happens?
And one of you says, okay, I say, listen, you hit my car, pay me up. And then you say, no, I don't hit your car, right?
In front of the
or you
Bezdin.
parked illegally, so I'm allowed to take your car, which is a nice tie now. People don't know that.
And the Bezdin.
You know that?
Yeah, and the Bezdin there, and the Bezdin
Only,
hear it.
but that Gemara says only if you have no other option. In other words, if you put the kadurim in front of your house that you have to break them to get out, you're allowed to. But if stam, you're not allowed
Wow.
to break things.
How many?
Not so posh up.
Good morning.
Someone parks illegally,
How many is
you hit his
there?
car.
The car-
Even
yeah, it's only full of.
Not on purpose, you're talking about on purpose. Yeah, unintentionally I hit your car, you parked illegally. Don't park there, it's a bad space. There's a reason why it's illegal to park there. You haven't got just to park there. Someone parks in your chanaya, right, illegally.
It says
We've got a building, right, and there's 16 parking spaces, and someone gives a share locally, so sometimes a lot of people park there.
Yeah.
And the guy's parking his brand new car in my parking lot, and I've got to squeeze in, Every day someone else decides to park there. I've got to I can't park in my parking lot, because now you park in, you park in there, but Gaza.
But I don't know about that. If you park the two kinds of illegally, one is like there's a red line because there's traffic, and therefore you
What's the
park there
difference?
legally.
One
and-
is you stole from the city, from the
No,
time
one-
robbing.
one you're in a
and one you
place-
stole from me. Mine after minute. Either way, you stole, right?
If you stole, that's
whatever
not-
it is. I
that's
don't
not
call you a
a-
gunner because you don't like that word. But either way, you took something that you shouldn't have done.
But that doesn't mean
You borrowed this parking space. You borrowed my space. You borrowed the city space.
No, but the fundamental Gemara, if the guy puts kadurim in front of your
Yeah.
house and you can't walk out, you're allowed to break only enough to be able to get out of your house.
right,
Which means you can't break
can't
it
break
just
on
because
purpose.
it's in a bad place.
No, I can't
How's
go
a
to
gun
the
if
car and say, oh, you
he's
parked on the red
storing-
white line, I'm smashing up your car. No, 100%. But I'm trying to get out of my chanaya, right? Let's say over here, there's best market, right? I saw this happening.
It happens everywhere all the
you
time.
know, there's like 5 parking spaces. Now to get out, you have to turn into the road, right? You have to, there's like a malvar and there's 5 spaces. And there's always some chacham on Friday afternoon decides to park over here to make it very hard for any cars to swing around and come out, right? But the guy does it, he parks over there,
In a
there's not a
non-spot.
parking space, and you're honking, you've got to go home to make Shabbos, and some
Yeah,
guy,
that's the case where he's
It's
parking in a
blocked, it's
place
blocked.
where he shouldn't be
he should-
because of the danger. It's not-
no, there's no danger there.
Yes, it is, you're gonna get hit, because there's not enough room for somebody else to go. Whereas if I'm parking in somebody's spot.
Squeeze past, I think I'm going to miss, and then just touch his bumper,
Yeah,
and
he's
cause
a-
50,000 shekels of damage, right? Whatever it
So
costs.
he, you know, I would say in that case, you don't have to pay.
He parked there.
He shouldn't
Right.
park there.
'Cause he
But
parked there.
if
He
he's
parked
parking
there.
in a legitimate spot, you have no business hitting his car.
You mean if he didn't pay for the blue and white parking,
Yeah.
of course you can't hit his parking.
Okay, well, that's
If he
what
didn't
we're
pay for
talking
blue and
about.
white, that's blue
But
and
that's
white.
the
you're
case you
allowed to
said.
park.
I have 5 spaces and somebody came and parked in
No,
a
because
nice
there
spot.
it's not his space. It's the same thing. If I've got a building, right, and there's 5 people in the building, there's 5 parking spaces, and a random guy decides to park there. Now I can't park there. So what? I can't.
Are you allowed to
squeeze in?
Are you allowed to damage his car?
I'm not allowed to go over there and smash his car up with a baseball bat, but let's say I've got to try and park in my space, right? I try and
If
park
I
there,
do-
and scratch his door a little bit, you know, I've got an old jalopy and I end up scraping him a little bit so I can park there. It's so posh that I'm not allowed to. I've got to take it to base and please move your car. We said, you hit him in the teeth and take what's yours. I have to go to basin. Basin is for people who don't have kayak. Basin is people who don't know how to punch a guy. If you can punch the guy, so you take what's yours. I have to go to basin every time I want to use the well. That's what Gemara says. The Gemara says, this guy builds a wall around the well, and he comes to this girl comes to the well, and she says, let me use the well. It's my well. Okay, take me to basin. She goes to basin, use the well, and tomorrow he comes back. You know, don't use the well. Every time she's going to go to basin to use the well, hit him in the face. Get away from my well. That's it. You can't make a guy go to basin every time someone blocks your well.
Adam don't
Nafshe. You got to know what you're doing. You can't be like a Vilda guy. You can't be Meshuggah and Dylan Nafshe. You don't want to go to prison either, right? I'm not giving any advice here. I'm saying there's law of the land. I'm saying halachically, right? Someone parked in your parking space. Every day he does it, and every day you tell him, please don't do it. And every day you take it to the basin. Don't park here. He says, okay, I'll move the car. I parked here enough today. I'll move my car. I don't need it anymore,
What
right?
you do is you take-
what are you gonna do?
you take
We're
a-
gonna
you
switch.
Flat tires, toe itch.
No, you take a very those stickers that have very tough glue and you plaster it over the.
Do
So
not
he
park.
goes to the hardware store and there's a special spray. I just saw this yesterday, first time. Glue removing spray, right? to remove stickers from windows, you know.
One second.
So he buys the spray for 15 shekels, then he's good.
Now you take this fellow to Besdin and you
Take out the air
scrape
from the tires,
his
that's
car.
all. Take out the air.
What is the
Two
Besdin
tires,
going to say?
2 sides.
We're not learning that then. That was just like when my mum was going.
No,
We want to go
no,
by.
I'm
That's
trying
it.
to
We-
say, it's not deliberate.
I'm not getting into that game. It's not deliberate. Doesn't matter. That's what's deliberate. Deliberate is whether you're high of finesse. You accidentally scratch this guy, you have to pay the damages. Yes or no? A simple question. People don't like to hear that because you tell them, listen, you parked illegally. Sorry, I hate you, but you parked totally illegally. What can I do? You know.
Is that the halacha?
I can't remember clearly. I haven't done it recently, but to the best of my memory,
Break his legs.
yeah, the guy parks illegally. It's not my fault. He parked
At
in
his
a-
risk, huh?
There's not a parking space. You,
No,
took
if
the
you
risk.
park illegally,
I
it's
wouldn't
at your
intentionally
risk.
hit you there. I wouldn't intentionally do it. You could have gotten a 500 shekel ticket. Instead, you got a scratch. No problem.
Aren't the stickers up? Parking at your own risk, it says.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it says the Shulchan Aruch. Mihu, sorry, it says the Ramah. Mihu, in base Baal, din im Reitz in Mittag Bechsav, Arshis Biyadon, Kol Mashakais, Fim Ein Lachel Lachs Up Ahead. Here's a rule. Once you write it down, you can't be chayzer. They both agree to do it in writing, so you can send in writing. You just can't do writing if one of them says that, unless they both agree to writing, right? Okay. Dalet. Once you write it down, you can't be chayzer. Once it's written, you can't be chayzer. Take a look actually in. Take a look in the Sma. Take a look at the Shema Ois Yud Beis. We'll start with Yud Beis. You got it? Ein L'Dayin.
I know.
This is coming. This is what you said basically. Take a look at Yud Shema Yud Beis. Ve'ein L'Dayin.
I don't have
Right?
the smart. So you don't have.
Says the Shema, Hainu Kushloi Tonu Adayin Bal Peh. Meaning what? The Shulchan Aruch said the Dayan can't ask them to put their tainas in writing. That's if they haven't yet said it Bal Peh. Right? They can't say, I don't want to hear what you have to say, just write it down, I can't bother to listen to your nonsense. Write down your tainas and have a nice day and go home, right? So when can you not do it? That's if they haven't said it Bal Peh. Varivosh nosan tam ledvarav sham. The Rivosh says, "Lefi she'ein latrich haveroi lakachas teifes tanotzi l'ashav aleim b'teichasav." That's too much of a tircha. I'm not interested in starting to write down my tainas. It takes way too long. I want to speak, right? That's reason one. It's too much of a tircha. Second reason, sheish l'dayalim shmaya tainas pihen. They got to hear them say it. The medech divrayim yilmedu lahavim mi atayin emes ha'eshekar. Once they hear this guy talking, they'll be able to discern who's telling the truth. When you write down something, you don't know the nuskh, the nigga that's being said it, right? It's very hard. People have all these sorts of fights because they write a text message and they don't understand whether it was blush and a joke, you meant it seriously, you were, what the emphasis was on the wrong word. In other words, if you have it in writing, so I'll write down a time. I'll show it to my Toen Rabani. He'll say, don't write that, write this, it looks better, you know. And then he send it in, nice letter from your lawyer, and Basin's Basin doesn't like that. Basin wants to hear what you have to say.
And let us work it out.
Yeah. Skip to Smart Test Zion. Ein Yuchayim Lachzuben. Once they write it down, Ein Yuchayim Lachzor. Because of an Huka Yesu Shom. Dafilu Nation of Maslois Lidvorov Leimehem Ayin Shom. Big Yisrael. Once you write something down, you can't make excuses afterwards why you wrote it. Now, I wrote that I paid back. You know, guy says to you, I lent him $1 million, and he says, he writes in himself, I never borrowed it. As long as I never borrowed it, right? Then he comes to base, says, I paid back. Yeah, but you're right, I never borrowed. I only wrote that because I wanted to see what he would say. That's what you wrote, too bad.
Listen, I have a real case.
Yeah.
The guy owned
You got a
another guy.
bench in here, money on the table.
The guy owned another guy $100,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and the one wanted to do a little favor to the other, and he said, "Listen, if you pay me the next month, you can pay only 80. Yeah, 90. Okay, he didn't pay."
That's not McDonald's.
And then they went to Beis Din and he said, "Listen, you wrote already that you might help him with 10, you know."
It wasn't a miracle. I said it was a bechila b'tnai. It was a tnai. I gave you a discount if it's a bechila b'tnai. If you'll pay me,
Yeah, but
I'll be miracle.
that's the real story. The Beis Din said
Break his legs.
He
You're
owns
wonderful.
you only in
Break his legs.
Could be they want to do pshara and said, listen, he's not going to get. I told him the story. A very close friend of mine was owed by a certain crook $100,000. He went to the base in Yerushalayim, and he said, pay him 95. And he went to the dine after, why 95?
He says, you'll be
He
lucky.
said, if I tell him to pay 100, he wouldn't give you a penny. And the guy paid 95.
The Diana knew the other guy.
But they saw straight away, he had no claim. He's like, why do you not want to pay him? I don't want to pay, I don't have any money. I don't like the guy. Pay him 95. You didn't have a case. Why pay 90? He owes me 100. Because it's a pshara to make the guy pay. There should be shalom to make the guy pay. Sometimes it's just like, if you say pay 100, he'll do a run. He's not going to pay. Take me to court. Yeah, it feels like he's a guy, he has to feel like he made something. He's a crook. He made 5,000, he's happy with that. Now I'll pay you. You know, there's difficult people. Okay, we'll finish this up tomorrow.
Padra had a court case. The fellow owed £10,000. He said, I've got no
Came in the
money.
middle, so I hope you understood what's flying.
He said, I've got no money. Where's your card? Give me the keys. On the spot. Give it.
Why not? Shkoyach, Good to see you.
Never saw this paradise. Never saw this paradise.
Never saw this case of
They realized from his time.